Collecting football shirts can be a very expensive hobby, but there are so many ways of getting cheap and real football shirts. So today we are gonna give you guys loads of tips to get cheap football shirts, and believe me, every single tip is valuable and you might not have thought about it.
Let's start off with end of the season discounts, because huge brands like Nike, Adidas and Puma are all trying to get rid of their old stock, which means you can get huge discounts for all of your favorite shirts. And that's all because they just want to prepare for the new season. The same counts for club fan shops, because also for them at the end of the season they have huge massive discounts, just like this Ajax shirt. So if you want a specific shirt from a specific team, just have a little bit of patience and wait till the end of the season. A quick tip though, that if you want a special shirt or like an anniversary kit, they of course can be sold out and you have to be quick with them.
Next up, we got outlet shops, because this is also a very good way to get cheap football shirts. You got outlet shops from Adidas, Nike, Puma, and they just do big discounts in those stores because it's an overstock or it's shirts that were sampled and tried out. So for example, this Liverpool shirt right here, you can get this shirt for around 40 euros because it's a shirt from an older season that's just put in the outlet shop for a cheaper price. So that's definitely a big tip, and we did this in Germany as well, where we went to an Adidas outlet shop or a Nike factory shop, and we for example found this shirt for only 17 euros, which was very interesting. And of course the price of this shirt was way lower than if you would buy it in a fan shop. So definitely check out your outlet shops.
When you start looking for cheap football shirts, you of course want to get familiar with how to spot a real football shirt and how to spot a fake football shirt. Just like Roc did in Italy, where he went into a random store, saw loads of cheap football shirts and still managed to pick out the only 2 real shirts in that whole store of fakes. And the best way to find out if a shirt is real or fake is by looking at the product code. And if you search up the product code on Google and it lines up with the shirt that you are holding or that you are looking for, then you know that this shirt is real. And if you want more tips on how to spot fake football shirts, then check out this video as well.
Another crazy way of finding cheap football shirts is definitely Vinted or eBay. Guys, these sites can be a goldmine to find cheap shirts. Just as this Dortmund shirt with Royce on the back for only 15 euros on Vinted. Absolutely insane. I can't stress enough how easy it can be to look on Vinted and eBay for cheap football shirts. It's a paradise, but you have to know how to look for them. The hardest part is finding real shirts between all the fakes on eBay and Vinted. The best thing you can do is search up the shirt you want, or just football shirts in general, then sort on newest first, because then you can find football shirts that no one else have seen yet, so the chances are higher to find real shirts in between them, and especially cheap. And then guys, just like Salah said, the best thing to do is find a picture of the product code, because only this way you can really confirm if a shirt is real or fake. Besides that, of course, look at the stitching, the badges and everything, because only this way you will find the cheap real football shirts between all the fakes.
When you're looking at cheap football shirts online, make sure to compare different websites with each other, because the first website you look at might not have the cheapest shirts. So just keep looking and comparing loads of different sites until you have found your bargain.
Finding cheap and real retro football shirts can be very difficult, especially online. That's why I recommend you guys to get familiar with secondhand football shirt sellers. You can find them on Instagram, Twitter, and they mostly have football shirt websites as well, but you just need to know that they exist. For example, I got this retro football shirt of Arsenal with Henry on the back for only 90 euros from a secondhand football shirt seller. But how do you know where you can find them? Guys, we follow loads of secondhand football shirt sellers on Instagram. So what I would recommend is go on our Instagram, link is in the description, and check out who we follow, because there are loads of authentic football shirt sellers that sell retro football shirts for way cheaper, and I would definitely recommend them.
Classic Football Shirts is another way where you can find cheap and authentic football shirts. Because not only at the end of the season, but during the whole year they have discounts and different type of sales where you can find a decent bargain on their site. What they also do is they reproduce different modern football shirts. For example, this Julian Alvarez Argentina shirt was picked up on their site for just 60 euros. where if you would have bought this at the official store, you would pay at least 100 to 120 euros. And why is that? Classic Football Shirts works with all the big brands, which means you can buy a lot of cheap shirts on their site.
Another great tip to find cheap football shirts is definitely to go to vintage stores and thrift shops in a city you live in or when you go on holiday, because these are the places where you can find cheap football shirts that can be real too. Of course, you have to make sure to check every single shirt for authenticity. That's what we also do on football shirt hunting trips, so definitely subscribe and see which football shirt stores are the best when you're looking for cheap football shirts. But just for example, we found this shirt for only 25 euros in a vintage shop in Amsterdam. I mean, come on, that has to be worth it. And this shirt right here for only 15 euros. Guys, there are so many cheap bargains out there. Just make sure to continuously go to these vintage and thrift shops and you will find that hidden gem.
As a Dutch guy, I can tell you guys that I definitely love a discount. So when you are looking for cheap football shirts online, make sure to stay sharp for discount codes. Because at many sites you can already get a 10% discount for just signing up to a newsletter. Secondly, there are many extensions that you could use that will just automatically fill in a discount for you. Then lastly, make sure to follow loads of content creators, because most of the content creators have an affiliate link which will give you a certain discount as well. For example, you can use our link in the description for 10% off when you buy a mystery box at Mr. Shirt, which is another great way of picking up a cheap football shirt, especially if you like a surprise.
Another tip is go to football shirt events, because there's so many football shirt markets or events where you can find loads of football shirts, because collectors and sellers go there to sell their pieces. And it's mostly way cheaper because they are individual sellers. So they just sell the shirts for cheaper. Just as example, this Fiorentina shirt right here I got for only 80 euros. Or this beautiful Arsenal shirt for only 40 euros. It's absolutely insane how cheap the prices can be at these certain events. There are so many football shirts that there will always be a shirt that suits you. On Instagram we share when events like this are happening.
The last thing we want to say to you guys is be patient and stay sharp. And also make sure to create a budget for yourself so you don't overspend on buying football shirts. But on the other hand, also make sure to have a certain amount of budget in reach for whenever you find that one football shirt for a good price that you like, so you can actually afford it. These were just a few tips on how to get real football shirts for cheap.
Because we have way more tips, so make sure to subscribe and also check out this video because you'll like it.